Glad you're watching the Prime Edition. Now, the Finance Bill 2024 is under public participation. The expert to talk to us more on this is already in studio with us. We'll be crossing over for that in a bit. But first, let's have a look at other stories making headlines tonight. And environmentalists are calling on the relevant policy-making bodies to prioritize biodiversity conservation, which is the backbone of the country's economy. The call comes amid push for countries to implement the 2022 Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, which aims to halt and reverse biodiversity loss by 2030. This even as countries gear up for the 2024 UN Biodiversity Conference COP16 to be held in Colombia this year. This and more in the county's news wrap.
With 6 years remaining for the country to actionalize the 2022 Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, plans are still underway in coming up with the country's biodiversity action plan.
So if a country like Kenya delays its biodiversity action plan, that means it is creating less and less opportunities for itself to implement the global biodiversity framework.
United Nations Acting Executive Secretary of the Convention on Biological Diversity, David Cooper, noted that the participating countries stands a chance to gain more that include funds to support biodiversity projects.
Over the years, a lot of guidelines have been developed on various topics, and it's really checking to see whether that guidance is enough. Does it cover all the aspects of the global biodiversity framework?
Still in Nairobi County, a section of junior secondary school intern teachers took to the streets to compel the government to heed the court's directive that they be absorbed on a permanent and pensionable terms.
Internship remains illegal, null and void, and any teacher who shall report to school in the name of internship shall be deemed to have violated the court ruling. And number two, any threat that any TSC administration is trying to put across will be met with an equal reaction.
Elsewhere in Nakuru County, a human rights activist group dubbed Diversity in Family has raised concerns over the violence and discrimination that is allegedly being hidden and normalized under the watchful eyes of religious groups in the name of protecting family institutions.
We speak against the family violence that comes from men who feel that they own the bodies of women in their households and that women are less capable of providing for their families.
Meanwhile, a program to register and assess over 1,000 people with physical disabilities from Teso North, Teso South, and Bunyala sub-counties in Busia County has been launched to enable them receive aid from the government.
Wakati wa kwenda shule, mtoto mwenye anaenda shule hawezi kwenda, lazima ubebe. Mama hapa anahitaji usaidizi na sina chochote.
And a middle-aged man from Erok, Ekule, Narok County has raised an alarm over the rising insecurity in the area after he was attacked by unknown assailants on his way home. Finally, police officers guarding a 66-acre piece of land and a tussle in Kilimanjaro, Karen, have released the property to one of the contestants, Kanji Patel. The land in question has been a subject of dispute between Kanji Patel and one Dorcas Kipto that precipitated to death last week, forcing the police to take charge of the property.
Being an agent of the plaintiff relays much gratitude and appreciation to the Kenya police who have been instrumental and helpful for gaining possession of the property.
Opicho Chemtai for Prime Edition.